Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Chicagoland Speedway here in Joliet, Illinois. We're going to start the chase tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on AG, the channel. And how about a race such as this to kick off 4th of July weekend? It'll be a lot of fun to kick off the chase with this race as well. This has always been a race on the Cup Series calendar. We have always had a lot of fun with the races that we've had here at the Chicagoland Speedway. But I feel like this one in particular is going to be quite an interesting one because we're back to this race opening up the chase. And the big question going into this race is, will anybody get to Daniel Paulus Jr.? And this is very much a type of racetrack that Daniel Paulus Jr. is good at and has excelled at this season. As a matter of fact, he won Hillside on Tuesday night in the Winter Showdown. That's technically a speedway. Atlanta is a speedway. Race before that he won was Michigan. That's a speedway. He won Charlotte. He won Kansas. You're noticing a bit of a pattern. All those racetracks there, maybe outside of Hillside. Hillside is different there. Mile and a half, two long D-shaped ovals. And that's what we got here, a mile and a half D-shaped oval here from the Chicagoland Speedway. This is a difficult place to make moves. It's a difficult place to make passes on the racetrack. We're going to see that come into effect in tomorrow night's event. We'll see how much of that comes into effect here tonight in qualifying. And right now we got ourselves number 92 of Haley Anderson Jr., the fastest driver out on the racetrack here in Uncharted qualifying. Of course, it is the top 5 drivers who advance on, and then the highest hot seat driver. If the highest hot seat driver is already in the top 5, then the 6th place driver advances on, and that has been the case for every race so far this season for these Uncharted drivers. Eric Monaco on the 45 has had a string of very good races. As a matter of fact, almost won the Winner's Showdown on Tuesday night at Hillside. Couldn't quite get to Daniel Paulus Jr. at the end, but Monaco, if he can make these races, he is one of the better drivers that we've got right now. As a matter of fact, he had a shot at winning Pocono as well. And if he makes the Valvoline 400, I think he's got the best shot at winning that. Of course, he's our Daytona 500 champion from this season. He's had a good season. He's just struggled a little bit in qualifying. Currently 4th quickest, currently inside the advancement position here from Chicagoland Speedway. He's got Carson Miller in one of those spots as well. He is 3rd. Haley Anderson Jr. there in the 1st position. Zayden Davidson, Carson Miller, Eric Monaco, Jared Martin, and Alexander Rowe just put himself to the top of the board. Didn't mention the hot seaters yet. That's Alexander Rowe in the 14 this week. Joshua Neely is in the 42 machine for Racing Motorsports. Matt Black in the number 90 machine. And then Stell Arcadia again. Now, a little bit of a technicality. Stell Arcadia did attempt the last points-paying race at Atlanta, and the rules do state, of course, that a hot seat driver cannot be in the same ride 2 races in a row. Well, we counted the Wawa Open, and Stell Arcadia technically going back-to-back in attempting these races. I do believe they qualified the last time out. No, I'm wrong about that. They did not. My apologies there. Right now they are 10th in the number 91 machine. Still Alexander Rowe, the fastest. No sign. Well, I was just about to say no sign of Darian Arnsdorf, and then he went to 2nd place. The Grattan car is looking very quick, as expected here. 91, Stell Arcadia did just move up into the top 6. So Jared Martin now on the bubble, looking to knock out Zayden Davidson. You got Arnsdorf, who's leading in that Uncharted race right now. And he's got himself about 41 points. About 41. He has 41 points on Zayden Davidson. And if he can qualify his way in and Davidson fail to qualify, that could get very interesting. 82. J.R. Ribbleton. Quick time there for the Hairgel Motorsports car. I believe that J.R. Ribbleton made the last race as well at Atlanta. Can't quite remember if that was the case or not, but only 5 starts on the season for J.R. Ribbleton up to this point. Currently, he is on the right side of that cut line. Eric Monaco right now on the bubble, but time is running out. Does not look like Zayden Davidson is going to make it in. I don't think he's going to be able to get back around to get a time in at this point, unfortunately. So it'll be Alexander Rowe, Carson Miller, Darian Arnsdorf, J.R. Ribbleton, Stell Arcadia, and the 45 of Eric Monaco. Looking to just sneak his way into this Sirius XM 400 from Chicagoland Speedway. Time should run out right here. Actually, I'm going to get 30 more seconds, so it's not over yet. Give us like an extra minute with these sessions, but I don't think any of these times are going to count at this point. We'll see if that ends up being the case. You got to start your time before, or start your lap before the session runs out. And it gives enough time for these guys get back around and make sure they got enough time to complete their laps. But no change in the top 6. And those will be the 6 drivers who advance on here from the Chicagoland Speedway here in the Wawa Cup Series for 2025. So you got yourself, Alexander Rowe, Carson Miller, Darian Arnsdorf, J.R. Ribbleton, Stella Arcadia, and Eric Monaco in the show for the Sirius XM 400 here from Chicagoland. Let's go ahead to Group A. And this is going to get interesting because now you got Daniel Paulus Jr. who comes in as the points leader, technically based off of the bonus points, so he is going to be in Group A here, and we'll have to see if he can make it into that Fast 6. Let's get on to it. Group A here from the Chicagoland Speedway. And here we go for Group A from the Chicagoland Speedway. And we're going to see who gets a good qualifying position for this race. We got the chase banners on the chase drivers. Of course, the 12 drivers: Daniel Paulus Jr., Ludovic Charette, Duncan Ward, Travis Crampton, Laura Chung, Isaac Nichols, Nathan Smith, Kirsten Bell, Logan Williams, Avery Alford, Andrew Miller, and Jack Haas. One of those 12 drivers will be your 2025 Wawa Cup Series champion. Let's have to see who it ends up being once we get down to it in less than 10 weeks. As a matter of fact, we're in the penultimate month of the season. Because it's going to be August 31st when we have that Mellow Yellow Southern 500. And that will be the final race of the season. Excited to see how that all ends up shaking out. And it starts tomorrow night. Well, technically starts tonight, because whoever wins the poll, of course, gets a bonus point towards the championship. And if you're someone like Daniel Paulus Jr., well, that could go a long way, because you already got a 6-point lead going into this. First time Paulus has led in the points ever in the Wawa Cup Series. And he's on a 1.5-mile racetrack to start this off. But if somebody else can win this race, next week we got Road America, things can very much get interesting as this championship chase rolls on if certain drivers have a poor start to the chase. And everyone's looking at Paulus, everyone's looking at Charette, Duncan Ward maybe. Well, there are 9 other drivers there who all think they have a shot at winning this Wawa Cup Series championship. Alex Amitali, though, tough break for him last week at Atlanta. Had an opportunity at making the chase, and he was top 10 in points pretty much the entire season. Got knocked out at the last minute there. But he is currently 13th in the standings, trying to become the best of the rest, and I guess trying to win the Cancun Cup. That's an unofficial championship that Matt's doing, so I will not be mentioning it too much, if any. But once we got him in the booth, he'll be mentioning it. And what he's doing is actually really cool. I'm pretty sure it's the 12, either the 12 or 10 drivers that just missed the chase right there. I think it's the 10. Are going to battle amongst themselves, technically, with an F1 points format. So keep an eye out for that in the Discord and following what Matt's doing with the Cancun Cup, as it's referred to. Because they didn't make the playoffs, so they're off to Cancun. But they're still here. They're still racing, still going for some wins. We'll see how it ends up shaking out. Matthew Hubert, who actually almost won this race last year, driving for Rut Racing. Fastest right now in the 15, and you want a dark horse pick for this race victory. Hubert is definitely a guy who can pull it off. And we'll see how good of a lap he gets in right here. Logan Williams, of course, made the chase for the first time in his career, but no wins yet this season for the number 95. Philip Torres has just gone to the top of the board in the 52 machine, getting the pull off of Nathan Smith. This is a racetrack where you want to have somebody ahead of you to get a good lap. And Hubert's got that right now with Andrew Miller. Sam Vitale's just gone to the top of the board. And Torres again with a good lap time. And Logan Williams, and there's Paulus getting the pull off of Williams ahead of him. So you got Williams, Sam Vitale, and Paulus in the Fast 6 right now. But Philip Torres, and now you got Blaine Keys going to the top of the board. Another driver who just barely missed out. Also another, I can't believe we're going to say dark horse pick for this win, but based on how the season's been for Blaine Keys, it would definitely be a dark horse win if he can pull it off, but he's got a shot at going for the pole here tonight at Chicagoland. A Pacific car won this race a year ago with Thomas Troxel, so, you know, not all is lost for this team, and it had a lot of bad luck this season that put him in this position where both of the drivers missed the chase. Paulus down in 5th. That's a 9th place start for Paulus. You got Logan Williams in 2nd, looking very quick. He's the only, well, Nathan Smith as well in the 06. My apologies, Nathan Smith there. So 2 of our chasers in that Fast 6 right now. Philip Torres looking to start 7th tomorrow night in that 52 machine. It's got to be a thrill for Philip there, and we'll see how well he can hold on to that position in the race tomorrow. Then it's Paulus, Bartow, Hubert, Sam Vitale, Laura Chung, chase driver in 9th. Bruno Diacomo in 10th. Duncan Ward is 15th. Chase driver there all the way down. Looking to start in the 31st position. Actually, 29th position, excuse me. Darian Arnsdorf just moved up to 9th, by the way. Andrew Miller down in 18th. That is a 35th starting position for Andrew Miller. But Miller just pulled something. He moved up a little bit. 15th now. Duncan Ward now down to 17th. And there will be 6 chase drivers in each group each week, so, you know, not going to have too many guys to focus on in terms of that as we move through. Logan Williams and Nathan Smith looking pretty good. They're both in the Fast 6. Paul's looking all right there, looking to start 9th. But then, you know, got Laura Chung there, 19th. Andrew Miller, 29th. And Duncan Ward all the way back in 35th. 33rd, excuse me. So not in a good starting position at all for Duncan Ward in that 13 machine. We'll have to see what his teammate Avery Alford can do, fellow chase driver right there. Blaine Keyes fastest here in Group A. Logan Williams and Nathan Smith will join him in the Fast 6. Philip Torres will start 7th. Daniel Paulus Jr. will start 9th. Trey Bartow will start 11th. Matthew Hubert will start 13th. Alex Avantali will start 15th. Darian Arnsdorf will start 17th. Laura Chung will start 19th. Bruno Diacomo will start 21st. Brad Stover will start 23rd. Alexander Rowe will start 25th. Braden Perez will start 27th. Andrew Miller will start 29th. Stella Arcadia will start 31st. Duncan Ward will start 33rd. Justin Zidell will start 35th. Brian Webb will start 37th. Rogel Dorn will start 39th. Drew Webb will start in, actually, Drew Webb's going to start 39th, and Rogel Dorn's going to start 41st. And if you're Rogel, it's almost over. You got 10 races left, and you get to drive the Velocitar truck in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Just think about that. That is how they'll line up on the inside lane. Let's go to Group B and see who gets it done over there. And here we go for Group B. The other set of 21 drivers, excuse me. Looking to qualify. We got Ladovic Charette, Travis Frampton, Isaac Nichols, Kirsten Bell, Avery Alford, and Jack Haas, who are the chase drivers here in this group. And look back over to Group A. You got Blaine Keyes, Logan Williams, and Nathan Smith, who advanced on. So Paulus, who's not had the best effort in qualifying. He started well in a lot of races, but he's yet to win a pole this season. That streak will continue for him. Ladovic Charette, on the other hand, has won 4 poles, looking for her 5th. But Duncan Ward also has got 4 poles, and, well, he'll be starting 33rd tomorrow night. Not at all what Duncan Ward wants going into this first race of the chase. There's Jack Howes in the 39, and, you know, he almost made the chase outright, but had to fall back on the wild card. He actually fell back on the second wild card, if I'm not mistaken. Regardless of the fact, he's in the chase. No bonus points, so he comes in 24 points behind. But it's not too hard to make that up. We'll see if he, in fact, does so. He's a great driver. He's actually come close to winning multiple times this season. Texas and North Wilkesboro, more specifically, were races that he did very well in. Of course, got the win at Phoenix very early on in the season, which helped him get into the chase. There's Christian Master there in the 69 machine. And there's Avery Alford in the 13. His teammate Duncan Ward and his other teammates Aiden Davison failed to qualify for this race. The Team Williams car is not looking as quick as they have been rest of the season here tonight in Chicagoland qualifying. I know that is not what Andrew Williams wants to see. Of course, his brother Logan's in the Fast 6. He's looking good there. But we'll see how well Avery Alford and these guys end up faring. How about Eric Monaco and the season he's put on as of late? A lot of strong runs as of late. Almost won that winter showdown, like I mentioned, and made into this race, and he could actually have a good shot at winning in that 45 machine. We'll see if that ends up being the case. Ladovic and Jack, they're the fastest two guys right now. You got Crampton coming back onto the racetrack. Kirsten Bell is 6th quickest right now down to 7th. You got Ladovic, you got Jack, and then you got the 9 of Bryce Egan. The 5.59 set by Ladovic. That would not make the Fast 6 in Group A, so not quite fast enough yet, but that time absolutely will make it into the Fast 6. Ladovic pulling off of J.R. Ribbleton here perfectly, and she's in a great position to be in this Fast 6, have a good starting position to open up this chase, to open up her championship defense. Of course, she was the regular season champion. She has been very consistent all year long, and really wasn't until... which race was it? Pocono? No, it wasn't Pocono. Gateway. How can I forget Gateway? Gateway was really the one where it kind of shook everything around for, then she went on to win Montreal, of course, her home race, and then it was kind of just whatever the last 2 races there, but she's looking to get right back in the swing of things here at Chicagoland, and at the right time, too. 6 points behind. You know, Matt keeps saying teammate there with Daniel Paulus Jr., and yes, in a way they kind of are, but not legally. Matt and Stewart are 2 different people doing different ratings, so a little different on those teams right there, but we're going to see how this number 51 of Ladovic does throughout this chase, because she really turned it on last year, especially on the road courses. She's already won a road course this season. As a matter of fact, she's won the last 3 of the last 4 road courses have been won by Ladovic, and she finished 2nd in the other one. So next week at Road America is going to be a huge moment. I think the thing that's going to make it a little bit different this year is those 2 road course races are not right next to each other. So I definitely think there's going to be a bit more of a gap between those guys, and I don't think she's going to be able to pull right away one race after another. So you're going to have to be good on all these different types of races. You got Daytona as well, which could very well play a factor in some other drivers. How about, by the way, Angel Gutierrez currently in the Fast 6. Got a good pull there off of Kirsten Bell and Thomas Troxel, both Pacific cars, looking to make this Fast 6. I know Brendan was feeling a bit down and out about last Friday night, but this would be a great way to pick it back up, maybe lock up the front row here at Chicagoland. Regardless, they're going to be double top 6 for those guys at Pacific Racing. Travis Crampton 6th, that's a 12th place start for Crampton. Jack Haas 8th, that is a 16th place start for Jack Haas. Kirsten Bell is 9th, which is an 18th place start. Isaac Nichols looking to start 22nd, and Avery Alford looking to start in the 24th position. Those are the 6 chase drivers and where they currently are here in Chicagoland qualifying. It looks like it's going to be Ladovic, Troxel, and Gutierrez who make it on to the Fast 6 here from Chicagoland Speedway. Unless anything changes here in these last 30 seconds. Those will be your drivers looking to go for the pole here in the Sirius XM 400. Good qualifying effort for Eric Monaco, looking to start 10th. Bernardo de Oliveira there, looking to start in the 8th position. Kirsten Bell jumped Jack Haas, tied with Bryce Egan, which means she'll start 14th ahead of Bryce Egan there. And there you have it. That's how the line up here for the Sirius XM 400 on the outside lane. If you go 4th and down, Bernardo de Oliveira will start 8th. Eric Monaco will start 10th. Travis Crampton will start 12th. Bryce Egan will start 16th, because Kirsten Bell will jump ahead on the tiebreaker in points and start in the 14th position in that number 93. So Kirsten Bell, then Bryce Egan. You got Jack Haas starting 18th, Christian Master starting 20th. Isaac Nichols will have it ahead of Avery Alford, and that will be 22nd for Isaac Nichols and 24th for Avery Alford. Nicholas Sambadia will start 26th. Carson Miller will start 28th. Leonard Kochmer will start 30th. Zachary Fitzwater will start 32nd. J.R. Ribbleton will start 34th. L.J. Semeta will start 36th. Tanner Parton will start 38th. Roberto Crano Jr. will start 40th. Jesse Turner will start in the 42nd position. Let's get on to it. Angel Gutierrez going to lead us off here in the Fast 6 from Chicagoland Speedway. And let's get started here with Angel Gutierrez, first driver out here in single car qualifying the Fast Six. I believe this is the first Fast Six that Gutierrez has been a part of this season. And a pleasant surprise for this team. They will be shutting down at the end of the year, so not entirely sure where Gutierrez is going to go in 2026, but he's gonna savor this one. He's gonna enjoy it. Our 2023 Indianapolis 250 champion. Looking to mix it up. Only 3 chase drivers making the Fast Six. Only half of them. But 2 Pacific cars. Both Thomas Troxell and Blaine Keys making it in. Nathan Smith, Logan Williams, and Ludovic Charette the only ones making the Fast Six right here. So these chasers are going to be all over the place tomorrow night in this Sirius XM 400 from Chicagoland. Going to be quite an interesting race. No doubt about it. And have Stewart and Nathan in the booth for it as well. So we're excited to have those guys. Great combination right there. 2 team owners with drivers in the chase. 29.016 for Gutierrez sets the benchmark here from Chicagoland Speedway. And our first chase driver here in the Fast Six, Nathan Smith, who actually may be one of the hottest drivers in the series right now. He's had a very good past 10 weeks. Has kind of shot himself. He was in that wild card battle. Was actually outside the wild card a little bit. And found himself, I believe it was 7th in the regular season standings after last week at Atlanta. So needless to say, Nathan Smith, one of the faster drivers on the racetrack right now. Parker Davis Enterprises, both of their drivers have gone the victory lane. Both of them have had a lot of speed this season. And very much, both of those drivers are very much championship contenders here in the Wawa Cup Series this season. Especially if things happen between Ludovic Charette and Daniel Paulus Jr. Because those are the 2 favorites, of course, but these guys, the other 2 GRT affiliates that are in the chase, they definitely have a great opportunity. And both of them are rookies, and, we say rookies. They've both been in series before in the past, but their first go at it with the ratings. Not quite fast enough, though, for Nathan Smith to beat Gutierrez, 29.056. Just 4 100ths off there, but regardless, Nathan Smith will start top 6 tomorrow in the Sirius XM 400. And here we go for Thomas Troxell, winner of this race last year, here from the Chicagoland Speedway. And Troxell's a guy, almost made the chase. And you gotta be thinking, what if Jack Haas didn't come down the pit lane in the end and finish second, made it into the chase, and gave that second wild card to Troxell. Didn't end up happening, finished 17th in the Wawa Cup Series points for the regular season. Not necessarily a good season, though. He got 2 wins in the opening race and then at Texas as well. He's found speed here and there, but it's a lot like what Logan Williams did the past couple of years. He found a couple of race victories, but just never really had the consistency to go all the way through, and that's been the problem with Pacific Racing. Blaine's better in the points than Troxell is. Blaine just had a couple of races of really bad luck at the end after he was top 10 in points not too long ago. Troxell will go top of the board, though. 28.919 for Thomas Troxell. Fastest so far here in the Fast Six. And for the first time in the Wawa Cup Series, Logan Williams is happy going into the first race of the chase. Well, actually, in 23, he won the last race of the regular season, but he didn't make the chase that season. First time making the chase there for Logan Williams in Appalachian Motorsports. The only downside for Caleb's team is that Nicholas Samadillo ended up missing the chase. We'll see what he ends up doing as the rest of the season unfolds, but the focus is on Logan Williams for this team and what Logan can do. The only chaser that was not in the winner's showdown on Tuesday night. So we'll see if he ends up finding himself in victory lane in these last 10 races of the season. Very possible that could happen. A lot of speed in this 95 machine. As a matter of fact, was runner-up last week at Atlanta after all the shenanigans that happened at the end of that race. 28.919 is what Logan Williams needs to beat to have an opportunity at the pole. Across the line, he will not beat it. That'll be third quickest, 29.027 for Logan Williams here with 2 drivers left to go in Sirius XM 400 qualifying. And here she is, Ludovic Charette, defending Wawa Cup Series champion in a good position. Of course, Daniel Paulus Jr. going to be starting in the 9th position for tomorrow night's race. Ludovic's got a very good chance of getting her 5th pole of the season. And with that, I think, regardless, she's going to have a very good chance at getting the win tomorrow. I know it's not been a good season in the win column for only 1 so far, and that came at Montreal. But keep in mind, last year, Ludovic Charette only had 1 win going into the chase. Got 3 more in the chase and ended up winning the Wawa Cup Series Championship. The other thing I would like to mention, though, is that the past 2 seasons, the Kansas winner has gone on to win the championship, and Daniel Paulus Jr. won at Kansas earlier this season, so we'll see. That very well may continue on. Regardless of the fact, Ludovic Charette's got a very good shot at going back-to-back in the Wawa Cup Series this season for Grattan Autosport. And she's got a good shot at winning the pole here from Chicagoland Speedway. 28.919, set by Thomas Troxell's the fastest time. A lot of speed there going into turn number 1, but she's going to wash it up the racetrack just a touch. We'll see if that ends up hurting her time right here. I have a feeling this is going to be the fastest one, and it will be. 28.894 for Ludovic Charette in the number 51. Looking for 5th pole of the season. Only one left to go. That is Blaine Keys in the 32. Blaine Keys is next. He's the last one here in the Fast 6, and an opportunity at his 2nd pole of the season. Actually won the pole at Bristol and got passed by Laura Chung in that race, never could get back, and just think if that win had happened, Blaine might be in a different position now. He may be still going for the Wawa Cup Series Championship. Tough break for Blaine. This is actually the 2nd time he's missed the chase in the Wawa Cup Series. He only made the chase last year, did not make it in 23, though he got 2 wins that year. Statistically, this has been the worst season for Blaine Keys, though, so definitely very unique situation, but that does not mean he cannot go out and get a race victory in these last 10 races. And we'll see how well he does here at Chicagoland. Regardless of the fact he'll be starting in the top 10, well, yeah, he will be starting top 10, he'll be starting top 6. Regardless of how this lap goes, we'll see how much speed he can carry through. The Chicagoland Speedway needs to beat a 28.894. That was set by Ludovic Charette. His teammate had a pretty good time as well, 28.919. Not as much speed going down the backstretch, though, as what Ludovic had, and I do think Ludovic Charette's going to win this pole for the Sirius XM 400. Across the line, Blaine Keys goes to a 29.013. That is 3rd, so he'll be inside row 2. But it's Ludovic Charette who has won the pole here from the Chicagoland Speedway. And there you have it. There's the starting lineup for tomorrow night, Sirius XM 400 here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Ludovic Charette and Thomas Troxell on the front row. Blaine Keys and Angel Gutierrez in row number 2. Logan Williams and Ethan Smith in row number 3. Philip Torres and Bernardo de Oliveira in row number 4. Daniel Paulus Jr. and Eric Monaco in row 5. Trey Bartow and Travis Crampton in row 6. Matthew Hubert and Kirsten Bell in row 7. Alex Amitali and Bryce Egan in row 8. Darian Arnsdorf and Jack Haas in row 9. Laura Chung and Christian Master in row 10. Bruno Diacomo, Isaac Nichols in row number 11. Brad Stover and Avery Alford in row 12. Alexander Rowe and Nicholas Sambadio in row 13. Braden Perez, Carson Miller in row 14. Andrew Miller and Leonard Kochmar in row 15. Stella Arcadia and Zachary Fitzwater in row 16. Duncan Ward and J.R. Ribbleton in row 17. Justin Zidell, L.J. Sametto in row 18. Brian Webb, Tanner Parton in row 19. Drew Webb and Roberto Crown Jr. in row 20. And Rogaldor and Jesse Turner row 21. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're at 8, not 9, because at 9 we got ourselves a D-World Cup Series race, so we're going to have both the big series on YouTube go. I almost thought about I wasn't going to go right against them with that. So we're at 8. D-World Cup Series at 9 on the 4th of July. So happy 4th of July to everyone in America. And we're going to celebrate by having a fun race to open up the chase here in the 2025 Wawa Cup Series. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Congratulations to Ludovic Charette, and I will see you guys later.